All right, hey everybody. This is Press Tab with PIVX. Um, I've seen a lot of people having a little bit of problems finding their zPIV. Maybe they got on the wrong chain and a status caused it to be archived and sort of missing in the wallet, or just having a hard time locating it in general. So I just wanted to go over some of the easiest ways to figure out where your zPIV is and if it's on your wallet. The first thing that I think everybody should see is that in your data directory, the same one that will have your wallet.dat or your debug file, if you're familiar how to get there, every time after you mint a zPIV, an automatic backup is made of your wallet and put into this backups directory right here. And you will see them named auto zPIV backup. And there's also a backup that's made every time you launch your wallet. And that's what these ones are with the date and time. These auto zPIV backups, it will do up to 10 backups and it will just rotate through. So you can look at the date of when it was to see, when your most recent backup was. This is probably my most recent, so if I thought I were missing some zPIV, I could go look at this backup. If you think you're missing some zPIV, it's always a good idea to, step one, back up your backups, because you don't want to overwrite any of your backups if you get to more than 10 of those rotating backups. So I would recommend doing something like this, clicking on backups and clicking on that, and then just clicking compress, and then that will put it into a .zip, and you know that you at least have that state of your backups backed up if you start messing around with those backups and seeing if your zPIV's in them. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to launch my testnet wallet. And this is actually going to create a brand new wallet.dat that has nothing in it. And I'm going to import some zPIV from a different wallet. So to do that, I'm going to go to this debug console, and this is something that you will not have to do to fix your zPIV. I'm just trying to get my wallet in a state where the zPIV will have some messed up information. So I'm just going to import a 0 coin. So right here, this was marked to true. It should be false. This U stands for whether it's used or not. This one has not been used. The most common thing that happens is you try to spend your zPIV and it fails for some reason, and then it might get set as used. And that is the most common way that somebody's zPIV can sort of go missing. It just doesn't show up on your privacy tab because it's marked as used, as in not available for your balance, and so you don't see it there. So I'm going to import this one as a used coin, even though it's not. And so this will reproduce that state that some people might be experiencing. Let's see if this works. Yep. So you see it says added value. So I just imported a 0 coin into this wallet, and you're not able to see it here. I go to this little 0 coin stats area. It's not displayed there. I go to zPIV control, which usually shows everything I have. It's not there either. So the first step to do when you believe that you have some zPIV on your wallet is to use both of these buttons right here, the rescan and the reset button. And you want to press them both maybe once or twice, switching between them, because there's situations where a rescan will reset it to a certain state, but not all the way back to normal, and then reset will take it from that state to normal. So I'm going to do reset, and I see that didn't do anything. So I'm going to try rescan. Okay, so it told me 1 mint updated. So it did something. It changed the status of my mint. I don't see anything changing over here yet. But one thing I know is that this zero coin stats section only checks your zero coins periodically for updates. And it does that so that your wallet isn't too heavy running and it doesn't sort of bog down your wallet. But what I do know is that this zPIV control dialog, every time you click on it, it goes and asks for updates. And actually, you can see that this did just update. I don't know what the timer is. It might be a 30-second timer. But if you don't want to wait for that, the zPIV control dialog does actually go fetch everything manually. So you could click on that and you would have been able to see it here before it showed up here. So now we have that recovered. That was pretty easy. So I'm going to go over another scenario. I'm going to import another zero coin. And I'm going to mess it up even more. I'm going to mess up the data on it, so it's a little bit harder to recover, which I think some people have experienced some zPIV that are pretty hard to recover. So I'm going to see what we can do to this one. Okay, so I have it in this import format. I already marked this one. This one has not been spent. I marked it as spent outside of this video. So I'm going to leave that marked as spent. So it's going to be sort of the same situation that we had above. And this H stands for height. So this is the block height that it was minted. And that's one of the things that's used in the spending process and a few other places. So it's really needed. But for some reason, this could possibly be corrupted in certain people's wallets. So let's try reproducing that. Let's put a 0 there. See what happens. And this T right here, this stands for transaction ID. So this is the transaction ID that this zPIV was minted in. And this is also important. And so it's possible that certain wallets might have this corrupted or not recorded correctly, or there was a reorganization, or who knows. So let's mark that as a 0 as well. This R, this is the randomness variable, and this is actually private, and you should not give that to anybody. If you give somebody your R, your randomness, as well as your S, your serial number, given those two data points, somebody will be able to spend your 0 coin. That's pretty much like giving them your private key. I don't really care about these two numbers because this is testnet money, so I'm not too concerned about people knowing them, and I'll probably spend it before I even publish this video anyways. This P is the public identifier. We call it the pub coin. This should never get corrupted, so I'm going to leave it how it is. And this D is the denomination of the coin, which is 1. So I'm just going to enter it like that. I messed up the height, whether it's been spent or not, and the transaction ID. Okay, it added it. I don't see an additional zPIV coming up there. I'm going to check here. I don't see it coming up. So what I'm going to do is click these two buttons. Let's see what happens. 0, 0. Okay. So what's the next step? You're going to want to open up this debug window for this part. Hopefully we can get this tied into these buttons automatically here in the future, but for now this is how you can find your coins. You can type in get archived 0 coin. And what this means is instead of deleting a 0 coin where it thinks it's maybe an orphan transaction that never made it into the chain, it will archive it instead because we don't want you to lose your money. So I'm going to type in get archived. Okay, and this is actually exactly what I had. The transaction ID I typed in, and there's no height to it or anything on there. So I found my 0 coin. It was in the archive. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to type reconsider 0 coins. What this is going to do is it goes through the archive and it manually scans each one and sees if it actually maybe did make it into the chain and it should be taken out of the archive. So I reconsidered it, and since this popped up here, it means that it changed some information on it. If it didn't change the information, that it would return a blank, just blank brackets. You can see it went and found the height, and it also went and found the transaction ID. So those are no longer in a corrupted state. Let's make sure that it got out of the archive. Yeah, my archive is empty now. So, but is it spendable? Let's go look. It's possible it didn't update yet. So let's click on zPIV control. I don't see it showing up here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm thinking that it probably thinks that I still have already spent it. And so I want it to go see if it can update that status on the coin. Okay, clicking that button didn't do anything, so I clicked the reset button, didn't do anything, and then the rescan button. Looks like it found it, it updated it, and let's see if it's in zPIV control. It's here. Okay. Can I spend this? I can probably spend this. So if you haven't spent a zPIV yet, I recommend doing it through zPIV control. You can select the one you want to spend. Click OK. Let's go get a receiving address. So I'm going to click Pay To. I always recommend using 100 security level. And type in the amount you want to spend. I'm just going to spend a full coin. I'm going to click Spend 0 coin. Yes. And it spent. It worked. So I went and recovered that coin, and I was able to spend it. Let's try spending the other one. Okay, cool. I'm going to type in 100, spend 0 coin. And that spent as well. So those are waiting to be confirmed. Testnet moves a little bit slower, but it should come through and everything looks good. I was able to recover my coins. If you aren't able to find your coins using the get archived 0 coin, and it doesn't show up in the archive, but you're pretty sure you have some zPIV in your wallet, you can do export 0 coins. Okay. Export 0 coins and then include spent. You'll want to do true for include spent. This will show you all of your 0 coins. And I see here my 2 0 coins that are marked as spent. So it's possible that you've already spent your 0 coins. If your coins don't show up from doing export 0 coins true or get archived 0 coins, then they aren't on this wallet. I don't know of any situation where they wouldn't show up on either of those two. So If they don't show up on either of those two, the next step would be to go back into your directory. You would go to your most recent backup. You look at the date. This would be the most recent one. Actually, first what you'd want to do is you need to shut down your wallet. Okay, we see how those got in the chain. You'd want to shut down your wallet. Let's copy the most recent one. And then keep your current wallet.dat, of course. And it's always good to even make an extra backup. Okay, so I just pasted in that backup. And name it wallet.dat. And then start back up. Okay. Cool. I have a lot of 0 coins in here. That was from a backup, so that was an easy way to do it. I can do if I feel like I'm missing some coins still, I can go through the exact same process that I just went through, but using this backup. See, it updated a few. Those are probably some spends that I've done. I can get archived. I can reconsider. It looks like 2 just got reconsidered. So that's pretty much going to be able to recover your 0 coins in all of the situations that I know of. If those don't work, it's likely that you could have deleted your wallet.dat that contains them. Just never delete your wallet.dat. It's just not a good idea. In the future, very soon, we will have zPIV generated from a seed, which will mean that you'll be able to back up your wallet once, and all of your future 0 coins or zPIV will be able to be regenerated, just like sort of similar to how you can resync the blockchain with your private key and recover any coins. It will be similar to that, but with zPIV, so you won't have to worry about backing up as frequently. If those don't solve your problem, you can talk to support on Discord, and hopefully they can help you out.